Yeah. No, yeah, sure. See how it's got the sharp end? Okay, so after a bit of consultation, floor plan's changed a little bit. We're getting there. You can sort of see how much it's changed already. Why? I guess is probably a good question. So, biggest thing that is driving the change in the length of the bathroom is actually the shower base. And also ducting the coach air conditioning around. So we've had a bit of a compromise. So this whole back area is sort of grown by about 200 mil. The kitchen is staying the same length. We're chewing up our lounge room a little bit. The couch we want to put in is about 1950 millimeters wide. So we end up at about 150 mil clearance. It's going to go on this side. It's a reclining couch. So that'll be pretty fancy. It just means that the kitchen now slides forward to that little blue mark there. But all in all, probably not a bad compromise. The kids, we have a lot of storage under the bed here in this bunk. The bottom bunk, top mattress will finish at this level here. But yeah, I think this is a good compromise. Day 2, back at it. Got something to show you. You ready? First wall. Wow, it's not complete, but it's cut. So this is our first wall. Well done, Stu. Right, there we have it. So that's took a little bit of doing, probably a similar effort to a timber wall, but this wall is super light, and I'm probably not going to have any noggins in it either. It's not going to need it, I don't think. So I'm going to just chuck the GoPro on charge for 10 minutes or so while I get this man handled back into the bus, and we'll come back. So after a little bit of manoeuvring, I actually had to cut the wall in half because I couldn't get it through the door. No, let's take the welder off. Little chop, sorry. Anyway, this is probably the most important wall. This is the one where we, in theory, reference everything else inside here off. Because this is where the shower goes, it's a 900 by 900 shower. It's actually a pretty big shower when you look at it. Tap wheel will be on this wall, and then yeah. So what's probably dictated the layout a little bit is how we're going to duct some of the air around for the air conditioning. We're going to make the roof sort of cut in a little bit, and it'll run forward. So out in the kitchens, kick this bloody clamp. Out in the kitchen's not a big deal because we're going to have overheads, so we can duct through the overheads. But in the bathroom, it's a little bit of a different story. So I figure macerating toilets here, duct will run along the top of the wall and come around and out. And you're never going to be hard up against this wall, because you'll either be, well, I'll be standing here or you'll be sitting down. So that's how we've got around it. And then if you're standing in the shower, which I'm standing in the shower here, shower head's here, and that duct is sort of passing through there. We're slowly working it out. This is probably the most challenging part of the build. Hi.
Hi.
Day 3. Got Ava out here tonight. So I can't remember if I covered off yesterday or day 3, day 2. Oh, I don't know. I can't keep up. So we've got all these walls clamped in. We're not welding them in just yet. I'll get everything made, make sure it all fits properly, and then we'll lay them down one at a time, bond them, screw them, and weld them to the frame where we need to. So tonight we're going to get on with this wall while we've got a little bit of time. This one here. Yeah, so we'll go through and I'll show you how I got that piece made. It's that piece actually made there. So right, let's get on with it. Sweet. Okay, so the first bit, what we've got to do to get around the chassis, well, not the chassis, but the way the frame tapers in at the top. We're going to cut some slits in this bit of steel here, and then we'll bend it. Ava's going to drive the camera tonight, so get ready for a wild ride there. So 10.95. Can you hold the tape measure there, please, sweetheart? Hold it there. Yep. So Ava actually doesn't mind getting her hands dirty. She's pretty good, and she likes to learn. Well, maybe she likes to spend time with her dad. What do you reckon? Yeah. Okay. So we'll square this up. Get a square line. So I'm going to cut it in the bandsaw, or just the hacksaw. A bit quieter. It's pretty quick. So we need to scribe a line down the side as well, so we can know where we're cutting. Tell you what, a tool I've really fell in love with at the moment is one of these. It's a little, I think it's called a speed square. Well, it's actually a rafter square, and it's American. You can get them at Bunnings, you can get them at Total Tools and things like that, but just a really cool, quick little square. Heaps of measurements in it, all the angles on it. Yeah, and if you get on TikTok actually, it's heaps of uses with these things, especially the American builders that I've seen. Also have the rafter cuts, rise over run, all that kind of stuff on the back, which is, and it's in imperial and metric. But yeah, just a cool little square. I use it a lot. I've sort of shied away from the ones that you slide along. This is really good. Anyway, we'll get this cut and we'll be back. So you can see there the cut's opened up like that, and we'll just go along and weld that back up when it's sitting there. I'll probably weld. That might be okay where it is. Generally when you're welding something, sometimes the gap will close up. I could be corrected, I'm sure one of my welding mates will tell me otherwise, but yeah, I might just, oh, that 3M tape is still sticky, that's amazing. So we'll just push that there, and all we're looking for, just going to be there somewhere. Alright, so because this angle's a little bit... got Ava in the background going nuts. I'm going to just tack this down to the tail so it doesn't move. While I close this angle on the side, I'll probably just weld it down, and then that gets it done. I can flip it over, and then this one we'll put a piece in there to close it, weld it up. So it's not overly complicated. None of this stuff is really complicated, right? You want the helmet? I have background talking. Look, you know, I taught myself to weld, and you know, I just learnt from Dad. You know, welding scraps together. Oh, you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Scraps together, as I was saying, and yeah, you just have a go. So this kind of stuff, I know a lot of people go, oh, but you know, timber's easy, welding's hard. Welding just takes practice. So yeah, that's the top tip for the day. Welding takes practice. Right, so let's get this set up and on the bench. Do this weld. Ava's masked up as well. And all we're doing here is welding it here so it doesn't move. It doesn't move as I weld it up. Done. Now we're going to do this end. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to cut a section out to fill that in, because that's quite a large gap to cover. And yeah, get it done. Alright, back again. It's going to be a bit of a slow one. We're just going to do this little by little, I think, this week. But the goal is to try and get these walls done. So this is the back of the bathroom tacked in. Well, it's tacked. So I've got a little gasless welder there. My advice is don't buy one of these. Just get yourself set up with some gas and you know, solid mid-wire. They just weld so much better. Look, it's good enough if you really had to and that's what you wanted. You could weld this together with one of those. It'd be perfectly fine. But for my money, I'm just using this to tack this together, and then we take it out and we weld it up nicely on the big machine. This little SIG weld, I don't know if they make them anymore, but you can hook gas up to it and run the solid wire, which is what I'll do when these frames are getting welded in to the chassis. So I won't use the flux core wire on the chassis. Yeah, so I'm going to get this welded together properly. I'm going to get the other two studs that need to go in it, and I'll be back. Sweet. Actually, this one fits even better than the other one. I don't know what I did on this one. Actually, do you know what I did? I actually took my time, did what I've been taught to do, and that's weld in different sections of the frame. I took a bit more time setting up this angle here. This is quite important, this one, because you can see there the bus is not square all the way up. It rakes in, and that buggered me on the solar panels too. So anyway, so that's the bathroom walls. Yes, they're all clamped in. I understand that. And there's a reason for that. It's because if I need to shift anything right now, I can. Because once these are welded in, they're in. And I'm not expecting to change too much, but it's a pretty good bathroom. Our caravan bathroom is not ridiculously huge. This is about 1/2 metre longer than that. Something funny, one of the forums I was looking at, you know, when stepping these things out, somebody said, I wish I'd installed my toilet and left enough space to wipe my ass. And I thought, that's actually a pretty, it's a sizable problem if you bugger that up. So, yes, I did stand in here and make sure I could do that. Yeah, anyway, fits. So, toilet here, vanity here, 900 by 900 shower. Probably the tap and the shower head on this side because of my height, and then through there the air conditioning passage or duct will pass there, and we'll probably have a little slit window up here in the shower, and probably a slit window just above here just to let some light in. There will be no opening windows in here, just a vent in the roof. We don't think that's necessary. Yeah, so this is cool. I'm wrapped. This is coming along really nicely. It'll be good when it's fixed in properly and finished. So well, you know, framing. I love roughing in. I love running services, and you know, that's when you really start to think about stuff. So we've just got 2 more walls to complete. And then we'll tie this whole back section together across the top here. That's top of the door frame. So these door frames are 1860 high, I think, and I can step through with probably about, I don't know, 20 mil to spare above my head. And you know, my boots are, I probably lose 10 mil in my boots, and then I've got 6 mil on the floor. So yeah, I'm utilising as much space as I can. And I notice in the caravan I actually have to duck. So yeah, this is yeah, cool. Forgive my excitement, because you know, you take on a task like this and it's incredibly daunting, but you know, you just little chunks, keep moving, and you know, we'll get there. But this is a big step. Getting the frame is a big step. So yeah, as I said, build this wall. That gives the doorway into the master bedroom. Wardrobes and clothing and stuff will all be stored in there somewhere. Haven't quite worked that out yet. Okay, we had a bit of a muck up. I don't know what I was measuring on. Something. Need an extension lead. Somebody's put in my head up a morbid fear now of leaving the extension leads in the bus for whatever reason.